the celebrations have begun. The party just getting started. The booze is on tap. There are plenty of lighters available for those who want to introduce themselves to Doug Doobie. Now, even though this party was organized at the last minute, the invitations were sent out on social media. Did you get one? Me personally, I didn't receive one, and I'm okay with that. Don't feel bad if you weren't invited to the party. I have a feeling if you were invited, this would not be a party that you would choose to attend. This party is being held at the IHMC, I Hate Men Club. Obviously, men are not allowed, unless, of course, you're a former man who is now choosing to identify as a woman. In that case, not only did you receive the special rainbow invitation, you're also granted VIP access. VIP access gives you tons of nice benefits. You'll have access to the Golden Cucumber. You will receive complimentary bottles of Don's lemonade, freshly squeezed right in front of you from Don's Lemons himself. Last but certainly not least, VIP access gives you first choice selecting the grilled woke wiener. There are smaller sizes available for those who remain tight. If you happen to have a loose caboose, Oscar Mayer has you covered with the supersized Frank. Well, KC, who will be our host for the evening? Who is throwing this extravagant woke bonanza? Our host is a legend in her own mind in the world of woke comedy. Now, if you're going to go to the party, be sure to bring your coat, because this party is hosted by none other than Chelsea the Coat Handler. With her recent streak of man-hating and talking down to any dude who dares to question her lifestyle, I know one thing Chelsea hasn't been handling lately: the big stick. Once you're accustomed to being a huge embarrassing failure, you develop this tendency to celebrate the failure of others. You guys know that old saying, failure loves company? With this being the case, you would think the shitfucks would celebrate the failure of Don Lemon. But it's strange. Donnie has barely been mentioned. I didn't see the Yentas on The View doing the wave to celebrate the failure of Don Lemon. I didn't see Jimmy the Kimmel spouting unentertaining jokes about Donnie. I haven't seen Chelsea the Coat Handler publish a video for her audience of confused single women congratulating Don on his recent nomination for the Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. Members of Woke United Methodist, they have been too busy celebrating the failure of Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson? Failure? The #1 show in prime time. That guy is a failure? Well, KC, he was fired by Fox News. That automatically nominates him for huge embarrassing failure status. Yeah, I think Tucker gonna be just fine. Matter of fact, I believe his departure from Fox News, I think that's gonna be a blessing in disguise. Glenn Beck seems to be doing just fine outside of Fox. Tucker Carlson can now build a platform free from the constraints of corporate media. Now, before we get into Chelsea Handler's impromptu celebration of Tucker Carlson finally having something in common with her, unemployment, let me take a second to shout out the sponsor for today's video, my friends over at Jace Medical. One of the reasons my relationship with my girlfriend works out so well, we are completely opposite where it counts. We balance each other out. She is a worrier. I worry about nothing. She is always over-prepared. Me, I am very rarely prepared. When we were on that cruise a few weeks ago, she was prepared for absolutely everything. I woke up one morning with a headache. She had 4 different types of medicine. At one point, my sinuses were bothering me. She had a variety of sinus medicines. One thing she definitely didn't forget to pack for the cruise was our Jace case. Well, KC, what is the Jace case? Glad you asked. The Jace case, offered by Jace Medical, comes with 5 different life-saving antibiotics. If you travel outside the country, you get sick from drinking their water, Jace case has you covered. If you're the adventure type, cut yourself rock climbing and the wound gets infected, the Jace case has you covered. Best part is, the process to get it is so simple. It only takes minutes. You fill out a simple online form before completing your purchase. That's it. That's all it is. Next thing you know, the Jace case is delivered to your front door. I'm sure you guys know about the tensions right now with China. But what you might not know, a large percentage of the ingredients required to make life-saving medications come from China. God only knows what could happen if that supply chain is disrupted. Put yourself in a position where you don't have to worry about it. Don't be like me. Be like my girlfriend. Be prepared. Head over to jacemedical.com. Use the promo code behind the line to receive a special discount on your first Jace case. Link is also in the description below. All right, I'm about to show you guys two recent videos from Chelsea the coat handler. The first one is her reaction to Tucker Carlson leaving Fox News. Well, KC, he was fired. No, Don Lemon was fired. We still have no idea what the hell happened between Tucker and Fox. Now, I'm leaning towards him being fired, but we don't know for sure. I'm going to play these videos back to back. In the second clip, Chelsea Handler took time out of her busy day to teach us toxic men a lesson. She is reacting to a clip from something called alpha motivation. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but he's talking about the difference between married and unmarried women. Now, you have to remember, Chelsea Handler is supposed to be a comedian. Last I checked, comedians are supposed to be funny. At minimum, they're supposed to be entertaining. Watch this bullshit. You tell me if this is funny or entertaining. Roll the film.
I hate to kick someone while they're down, but in this case, I'm going to make an exception. What an historic day for the nation. Lying to the American people for a living has suffered a serious setback because Tucker Carlson has been fired from Fox News. That must have been so confusing for Tucker. You get hired to lie to the American public, and then you get fired for lying to the American public. That's a real whoopsie-doodle, flip it and reverse it. But the real reason you got fired is not that you lied, but that you got caught.
45% of working women ages 25 to 45 by 2030 will be non-married, no kids, single. Yeah. Okay, so you might say, well, what's wrong with that? Okay.
I'll tell you what's wrong with that. Nothing. I usually don't do things like this, but when I have to listen to men talk like that, I have no choice but to sedate myself with drugs and alcohol. Lately, I've been loud and proud about my status as a single, unmarried, childless, wild woman. And apparently some men cannot handle that. Every time I go on Instagram, I stumble upon SDE morons like this guy pontificating about how unhappy women like me must be.
If you think that you're going to be 45 years old, no kids, not married, and that you're going to genuinely be fulfilled in life because you made money, best of luck to you, honey.
Right.
No, best of luck to you, honey. That clip was posted to an Instagram account called Alpha Motivation Zero. You got the zero part right because anybody that follows that account is getting zero Pikachu. I'm sorry, but if the child-free joyride I'm on triggers you, here's a hint. If you need daily alpha content to remind you to be alpha, you might not be an alpha.
Forget about Tucker Carlson for a second. I want to focus on that second video. For the better part of a year, Chelsea Handler has tried to convince anyone willing to listen that she is the happiest woman alive. I have no kids. No man is willing to marry me. I can't even convince a woman pretending to be a man to walk down the path of holy matrimony with me. I'm so happy. When I was growing up, my dad used to tell me people who constantly brag about money probably don't have a lot of money. Now, my dad's made a lot of money. You know how often he talks about it? Never. If he does mention money, he's pretending like he's broke. The same sentiment applies here. If someone is constantly bragging about how happy their life is, more than likely, they are living a life of misery. I live a happy life. I couldn't ask for a better lifestyle. Thank you, guys, for giving it to me. You guys see me 11 to 12 times every week. We spend 3, maybe 4 hours every week together. Besides just now, where I'm trying to make a point, how often do you hear me brag about my happy life? It's rare. I don't have to brag about it. I'm living it. It seems like every time Chelsea Handler opens her facial orifice, she is boasting about her happy, single, child-free life. If your life is so happy, how come you're not out living it instead of being on social media bragging about it? Chelsea Handler claims all of these men, they are triggered by my lifestyle. They are just jealous. They can't have my Pikachu. Trust me, Chelsea, we have no interest. My problem with what you're saying is, you're wrong. This happy lifestyle you're promoting to women is complete bullshit. It's a myth. Look, I don't know Chelsea Handler. For all I know, she leads a great life. If so, good for her. But the same can't be said for the average woman. Whoever the dude was in that clip, I fact-checked his theory. He said something to the effect of, if you're a woman and you're not married by the age of 45, thinking career success and money is going to make you happy, you're in for a rude awakening. Now, I had a feeling he was right, but I wanted to be sure. The reason I had a feeling he was right is simple human nature. Most women, not all women, but most women, have a natural desire to start or be a part of a family. Men, we have a natural tendency to be driven. It's natural for men to want success. It's natural for women to want to be nurturing. Well, KC, that sounds like misogyny. No, that sounds like biology. According to the Institute for Family Studies, 60% of married women between the ages of 18 and 54 describe their lives as very happy. Now, whether they're married with children or married without children, 60% of married women are very happy. Now, what about the others? 12% of single mothers between the same ages describe their lives as very happy. 12%. Now, for those women without children, 9% claim to be happy. 9. One of the missions in the woke movement is the destruction of the nuclear family. Is it starting to make sense now why they are going after the family? If they can destroy the nuclear family, it means everyone will be miserable, just like the wanker spankers. Chelsea Handler is absolutely pathetic. Earlier this year, she released another special on Netflix. I don't know why. Her last few projects on Netflix have been huge, embarrassing failures. This project was called Chelsea Handler Revolution. The only thing revolutionary about it was the negative reviews. 51% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The project was described as predictable, with one critic claiming this project is no revolution. Again, if Chelsea Handler is so happy living a child-free, man-free life, why is she constantly bragging about it? If she is so happy with her professional life, why is she begging to become the full-time host on the dump known as The Daily Show? For years, she has been begging to get back into late-night television. Problem is, just like most men, television networks don't want her. But give me your thoughts. Who do you agree with? The alpha male dude or Chelsea Handler? Are women happier with no children, no romantic relationship, with only a successful career? Or are women happier with a strong family unit? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.